Hello, gamers. I'm back with yet another tier list from our boy Karathos. This one is the ATP Emotes tier list. He actually just dropped this one to me in my DMs this morning, and so I thought I'd drop it out as a surprise one here instead of doing it in the Discord first, just because I don't know why. But here we are. So we're gonna rank up all of the different emotes of the server. Some pretty goated ones in here myself. This is kind of, I think so myself. So this is kind of funny because I've literally made every single one of these emotes, except for like the obvious, like the ones that are just taken from other places or whatever. But pretty much all of these are my creations. So I'm basically just ranking how funny I think I am here. And so we'll see what we think with all these different emotes. Some of them are very good. Some of them are lackluster. So let's go ahead and see what we got here. We have, of course, the initial one, which is originally the one-shots probes emote, which is a Baneling. And this was extremely, I mean, this was an extremely frustrating situation to put into an emote form, obviously, from, I mean, not even a long time ago, but for forever. And only just recently have we now edited this to be two-shots probes because of the most based balance patch change ever to grace StarCraft 2 to make it so that way +2 Banelings do not one-shot probes anymore. So that's pretty sick. But overall, the emote itself, I mean, obviously the emote is just a Baneling, so it's not inherently that great or funny, but just the name of it is pretty fucking funny. I thought I was pretty good with that one. So yes, that one will be an A. And just the history of it in general is also very funny, I think. Mod check is just a solid GIF emote. I just kind of like this one. It's very silly. It doesn't get used all that much, I feel like, but it has like its very good situations that is just kind of pretty funny when you're looking for something that's not there. I don't know. Whatever. Right there. Big Wow is also, I think, underrated, but I'll put it at a B. This has some pretty decent moments that you can use it for, very specific moments of like using, obviously, as just like a completely sarcastic, like, oh my god, like emote. For like certain things, it's very funny. I specifically like using this for Hawk just Hawk comments. You respond to this whenever he says some like ridiculous, like Terran is broken, and you're just like, big wow, like whoa, wow. It's like Cobble is French, and it's like whoa, wow. I don't know. It's pretty funny to me. Ardo cringe. I love this emote. I think this emote is so fucking funny. It's so funny because this was actually taken from an Instagram post. He posted this picture of himself on Instagram. I don't know. I think he was actually, I think it was a video, and I paused it. I can't remember if it was a video or a picture, but it was one of those things. And it was just so funny because I think he was like blowing bubbles or something with his kids. And he wasn't actually like cringing or upset or anything. He just happened to have this absolutely hilarious face. That was pretty good. Ardo Sus is also just pretty good. Or this is Ardo This is Ardo Sus. The Ardo emote, all the Artosis emotes are so good. Artosis just has a very memeable face, I think. But this one's just a solid. Actually, this one originally was A, but then I think this is one of the emotes that Ardent really took a liking to, and so now that makes it go down a little bit further for me because he keeps using it in places that doesn't deserve to be used, and so it makes it less funny. We will note that with at least a couple of these emotes here. Ardo Sus is also one of those ones that gets used when it shouldn't sometimes, but it's also just such a good emote in general that I can't really knock it down very far, so that one's staying at a solid A. I took this one from a screenshot of him reacting to a this was reacting to a donation on stream, as you can imagine. The Buster Popcorn is pretty good just because of the original history of it, but Buster's been banned and the Riddler crew's gone, so I don't really give a fuck, so that one's just not that great anymore. Cobble Moment is just S. Yeah, that one is from that one's from Chelge's server, so that one is just I don't even know. I can't even say anything like that. When the Cobble Moment emote became a thing, it really just kind of changed all of Discord. It just really encapsulated exactly what we all feel whenever Cobble says just the most ridiculously cringe and stupid thing you can think of. So yeah, I don't know. This was just an incredible emote to grace the entirety of the StarCraft 2 community Discords with. It's just so perfect. Feels Gucci Mane is also just S. It's just a classic emote of the server. It really just gives off a vibe that you really can't get anywhere else. It's just so goated. And also just the fact that Trap has, we have the incredible moment that I'm currently looking for to find again. We had the incredible moment where at one point Trap just randomly walked into the Discord with no further point, or with no prior engagement at one point, and he just walks in and just drops a Feels Gucci Mane out of nowhere. And then left. Oh no, never mind. He actually ended up streaming slightly afterwards. Okay, that's cool. But yeah, he just like randomly walked in and just dropped a Feels Gucci Mane, which was just so funny. That is like one of the funniest things that ever happened in the server to me. Just like it would have made sense if it was like one of his emotes, but just the fact that it was the Feels Gucci Mane, the fact that he felt that particular emote needed to be graced was so funny. I can't. Oh, that was such a good moment. It's so funny. So yes, that is obviously an S. Feels Hero Man. This is honestly such a good emote. But again, all the SCG Zoomers just don't understand. They just don't get it, as Hawk would say, because Hero was like the original creator, and all of those guys that just get super emotional, and like he was the guy that every single commentator would have to bring up the points like, well, he's an emotional player, and you know, which hero are we getting? Is it the super sick, on point, not tilted hero, in which case he could do anything, or is it the really upset and you know, tilty and emotional hero, and means he's gonna lose? Like literally every single time that hero played, that exact conversation happened for basically like 6 years. It was ridiculous. So not many people remember that because everyone now is a Zoomer in Discord. But yeah, he was like the original tilt toss, and he had some incredible screenshots of him just looking absolutely depressed as shit. So this one honestly is so funny to me still. I think this is still such a good fucking emo. It's just perfect. Encapsulates the absolute sorrow of StarCraft. Feels Maru Man is also pretty good. It's not as good as the others, but it's still a solid emo. It just doesn't get used that much, I think. So this probably gets bumped down to like a B or so. But yeah, I know this one also just kind of I don't know. This is pretty good. The Protoss Feels Bad Man. This was actually made by Mers, I think his name is. He's one of the guys that made a lot of the funny original Artosis memes, like the one with like the mustache falling down, and then he turns into like the funny looking version of Artosis with the cool mustache and everything, and then he winks at you or whatever. That was from that guy. So he made a lot of the original Tastosis memes from way back, and he made I asked him to make this particular one. Same with this one too. Both of these are the same guy in the same situation. I'll probably just rank them together. These ones are both very good. I think the Feels Bad Man one is a little bit worse than the I Know That Protoss feel, because there's something about not having the mouth here that does kind of just it does kind of take away a little bit from the Pepe. But this one is just so good. It's just such a oh, it's such a good fucking way to react to someone that's just dealing with some fucking Terran or Zerg bullshit. I don't know. It's so good. Feels Trap Man. I love this emote. I think this is like on par with the Feels Hero Man. Like these two are basically, this is the Trap version of this one, basically. Like I think this is actually a very good emote. I'm kind of upset that it doesn't get used as much as it does, but I personally think this one is so good. Coom Franz moment. This one is great. I thought this is a relatively recent addition. I can't believe I didn't think of it any sooner, but this one is very fucking funny. I'm probably gonna have to make an S+ tier again because I think I'm gonna just need it. Need my S+ again. Wait, what? Oh shit. Lol. There we go. Alright, I'll figure out what goes there in a little bit. Jemmy Disappoint. This one is great, honestly. It's my face, but it's just so relatable to me. I don't know. I love this emote. It's like so perfect in so many situations. Because like so many times people are like trying to like make fun of me or something, and it's just the perfect response to just drop down exactly what I would look like in that moment. It's so funny. Jemmy God also is so good. I love this emote. I think Alexius made this one particularly. So that one is just very good. Jemmy Not Like This is also pretty good. This one was who made this one? This was Snocktopus made this one. This one is actually pretty funny because just the what the actual picture is, and maybe people don't actually realize this. This is not a picture of me being tilted, actually. It's actually not at all me being mad. I am not upset in any way in this screenshot. This is taken from my stream. This is me grabbing the back of my chair and just stretching. I'm literally just like stretching with my arms behind my back and like just like stretching my arms or whatever. This is not actually me mad at all. But like he capped it like this. And apparently my eyes were closed when I was doing it, and then he like tilted it to the side to make it look like I'm like oh, like in shambles or kind of whatever. Like, so that I think just like the history, like the backstory of what this emote is funnier than the actual emote itself. I don't know. It's pretty funny. Is this actually in the server? Is that a... I thought this was not... Oh my god, it is. Oh, that is an emote. I thought this was from somewhere... I mean, this is definitely from a different server. I don't know where this one originally is from. This one's not as good. Definitely not as good as any of the other Jemmy emotes, to be honest. This one's just kind of like... This one's very niche. Like, a few people use this one in certain scenarios, and it could be kind of funny, but it's like, just the emote itself. The best emotes are zoomed in emotes. That you'll notice that's a trend here. The zoomed in emotes are the best. The ones that are like too zoomed out, they just don't really work very well because you just can't see the actual emotion in the emote very well if it's too zoomed out. Especially if it's being done as a reaction emote to a comment instead of just like making an exact or an actual response or whatever with your own message. So objectively, I think this emote is not as good. I'm actually going to put it even farther down a little bit. It could be decent if it was maybe zoomed in, but it's also just bad. The quality of it is not good. Like the quality of the stream this is from the GSL versus the world. It's just the quality of it doesn't work that well, in my opinion. Jeff is great. I love this emote. It doesn't really get used that much, but it's just such an amazing face, actually. It's just so funny. Jeffers also. I love Jeffers. This emote is so good. I love using this emote. It's so funny. I have no real reason other than just it's such a funny looking pog face. It's like a different type of pog face that you don't normally see. It's like something about this pog face just hits a little bit differently from like an actual poggers or something, because the way his eyes look is so, it looks like his eyes are completely lifeless, but his mouth is doing all the work of this emote face, where he's just like, it's like an ironic poggers almost is what I kind of use this as. So I find that kind of unique and funny. I mean, poggers is just a solid. I used to love poggers as an emote itself, but I feel like it's like almost too expressive now that I don't actually really like it that much anymore. I like saying poggers, but looking at the actual poggers emote is much different, I think. Like, that's very poggers, dude. That is much more fun to say. I don't say that in real life anymore. I actually used to at one point, but I don't anymore. GG Mini, yeah, this emote's garbage. I don't know. This literally was just like me, like making some shitty ass emote myself, like for my stream. Like, this was like when was first possible to make emotes for non-partnered. They're called what are they called? Affiliates, whatever. Yeah, affiliates. Like the first time that affiliates could make emotes, and I was like, well, what the hell do I put as emotes? I should probably have one that's like says something about me, right? And then I just like made this. It's like so shitty. It's literally so bad. Because this was also like soon after. This was like right after the whole GGE mini meme actually took off. Like everyone started to know me based off of the amazing video that I made of all the different times Artosis and all of them would say GGE mini. And so this is when I actually kind of took off a little bit. So I was like, I should make something like related to that, right? Because like that's kind of what people know me as. So like, of course they would like spam that in my Twitch chat or whatever. But no, the emote's terrible. I couldn't ever even think of a way to even possibly make this any better. So I just gave up on it. I don't know why it's even in the server anymore. Haha is pretty good. It's a very sarcastic haha. I like this one a lot, actually. Just Rogue's face being cut in half makes it even funnier to me. Like that it's not actually like the picture itself. Like you can't actually center it to make it so you see the rest of his face over here. Like the picture itself is cut off, so that it just kind of makes it funnier to me. I don't know. Har, you suck is great. I don't remember what we renamed this as, actually. What did we name this as? Oops. What did we rename this thing as? What is this called? Har OMG. That's right. Okay. Oh yeah, because Chelch at one point was starting to get annoyed that we had it saying "you suck" or something like that. I think. Oh, it was called Chelch sucks. That's what it was called. That's right. But then we just renamed it to go along. He didn't like that anymore. So you're like, okay, fine, I'll change it. So we put it in line with the other Har emotes, the Harstem emotes. But this one's great. This one just looks so funny. Harstem just has such an emotive face. It's so good to get any emote with him. All of the Harstem emotes are honestly so good. I love all of these. They're so perfect. They all have their own unique... They're all essentially the same type of response, but they're so unique in when you use them that it makes them just very... that amplifies how good they are, in my opinion. The fact that we have 3 distinctly different shocked Harstem faces that... if you use one in a different context when it's not actually required, is like it limits or it diminishes it, right? So it's like actually so much better that we get just totally 3 different ones. It's so funny looking. TL Hero Pog is not good. This was the old Pog. Where's the new Pog? Wait, what? Where's the new one? Oh, I never put that in ATP, did I? That's only on his server. That's right. Oh my god, I never did that? Wow, interesting. There's another emote that is that was only... I only had it edited on his server. His Discord server. Where is it? Here it is. This one, this is the real TL Hero Pog. This one is so much better. Trying to find one that is not just me. I don't want to revive this server randomly. But I can't. Oh, there it is. Okay, nice. So this is the original, or not the original, sorry. This is the updated TL Hero Pog. This one is incredible. I love this emote. This is actually such a good emote. But this is the original one that I found, that I had before we had the amazing updated one. This one's not great. It's obviously very blurry and shitty and not that Pog. But the new one is, this one is so good. It's like so clear. It's an actual incredible Pog face. That one is so good. Since Hero Streams doesn't even stream anymore or like anything, he's done with StarCraft, I need to bring this over to ATP and replace it because that one is an incredible emote. Okay. What the hell was that picture I just saw in... What the hell? Okay, Hero Swag is solid. I always love this picture. I think it's very funny. Very good in its uses. Magnath, and now recently updated to Jackie, is kind of funny. It's just not that great though, honestly. It's just kind of mid. It was the origin of that one is pretty funny because it was like Magnath posted a picture of himself and some of his friends drinking something that I don't remember if it was actually, excuse me, I don't know if it was actually milk or if it just looked like some ridiculous, if it just looked like milk. I think it actually was just milk. Like he was just outside with his friends out somewhere and he was just drinking this giant glass of milk. And so then we decided to make an emote. just milk. It's titled Magnath, which the context to it actually is very funny. The emote itself is not really inherently funny, but just the context of what it is pretty hilarious to me. So yeah. But then we changed it to Jackie because Jackie on the ATL stream was at one point just kept talking about drinking milk or something. So we changed it for the memes. I need to change it back to Magnath though. Kelzor's moment is pretty goated, not gonna lie. The problem with this emote, the only problem is that it's very good, but it's also very blurry. I don't know why it's blurry, but because like the picture itself that I use to make this is like totally normal and high quality, but for some reason when it gets scaled down, it just becomes a shitty thing. So because of that, it gets moved down a little bit. Shh, baby is great. This is such a classic moment from Larva. No one really uses the emote because it's kind of like, there's not many uses. So I will put it down because of that. There's not very many uses for this emote in general, I would say. It's like, it's a very niche emote, but the emote itself is very funny. LOL9 is actually an amazing emote that I think is underrated as well. Go Puncher did finally give it some life after quite a while when he got banned from using Trap Omega LOL though. So that was great to see, but I always thought this was the funniest of the LOL emotes for a very long time. Like it's just it's so good. Like the fact his like tongue is sticking out and everything. You can just like see, you can just hear the day 9 laughter with this emote. It's so fucking funny. Mag cringe is funny. It's not that funny though. I don't know. I'm kind of over the mag cringe emote. It was kind of funny at first, but now it's just kind of whatever. I don't know. I have no opinions on that one. The couple Maru ones are not bad. Maru Gasm is a solid Gasm emote. I quite like this one. Maru Smug is also pretty good, but not as good as Maru Gasm, and it's definitely not as good as Maru W. Maru W is the best Maru emote that we have. I love this one. Just his fucking cute little face, just like smiling up into staring at nothing, is just so funny. It's like, you know, anything that happens with Maru doing well, and you just throw out a Maru W, and it just kind of works really well. I don't know. I love this emote. Master Race. Protoss Master Race. This is also, I believe this should be also, this is also the same guys, Mers, that made these ones, these three together. This one's pretty good. The problem is that it's very small, so it's kind of hard to just use in general. Again, like I was saying, some of the other ones, it's too small, so it doesn't really work that well. It's actually not that great of an emote in my opinion. This is a shitty emote. This emote is so shitty that it became kind of good. It's like, it's ironically bad. It's a no emote. This I made, again, this was similar to this one where I actually made this. This was for Hero's stream originally because he would always scream no. He would like, that's just the thing that he would do. Like the way he said it was kind of funny. So like we would always like say like no in his stream. So like I just like, we should make one like that. But then like I just like randomly whipped this up and it was so shitty. It was like, oh my God, I'm never using this. Like, but I put it in my server anyway for some reason. But now it's kind of good because there's some moments where you really just want to say no, exclamation mark. Like it actually kind of works. You know, sometimes you just really want to aggressively tell someone that their opinion is bad and that they shouldn't do that thing. So it's actually not that bad. It's actually, I've found some decent uses for this one. So while the emote itself is shitty, it's kind of ironically shitty, but it's also kind of useful as well. So I'm actually I think that actually deserves to go up to a B, not gonna lie. Derpical is also very good. It's not used anymore because it's just not necessary, but the history of this one is when the Oracle had the patch went through to make it was like impossible to micro them. They were just like derping all over the place. And so I think Kelzor has actually made this one. So yeah, it was just during that point in time, it was a very useful emote, but now it's just not really needed anymore. So it's just kind of, you know, it's just kind of there. Parting Disgust is also very good. I like this one. I made this one as well. I love his face. It's so funny. It's a very good disgust emote. I think this one is very solid, honestly. I don't know, just good. Papega's not bad. I used to find Papega way funnier than I do now. I don't know. Papega just kind of fell off for me a little bit. I could also never find a good Papega emote. This one again also gets like cut off and like scaled down and blurry and shit. It's like just not a good. I could never find a good quality Papega emote, so it's, you know, kind of lame. But yeah, this one kind of fell off for me and not that good. Smix Pog is great. This is a very good Pog emote. It doesn't get used very much, but I think it's actually very good. Like, her face is just very, very emotive. I think that's one's just very solid. Probe Think is... I think it was actually Danimal that actually made this one from a long time ago. This is a very old emote, actually. This one's not bad. I never really actually thought it was that funny, just because it does... I mean, to be fair, it doesn't look that great. He wasn't trying to be an artistic genius or anything with it, but I don't know. I don't really ever find it that funny, but it's not bad. Protis is pretty good as well. I can't remember who made this one. It was someone in the Discord server. Was this also Snoctopus? No way, right? I can't actually remember who made this one. It's not someone that's active anymore. I know that much. I cannot remember who made this one. I remember this got posted to Reddit, but I think it was after it was posted in our Discord server. Then someone said like, "Oh, this is so funny, you should post it to Reddit." I don't remember who did this. Anyways, it was kind of funny for a little bit, but again, it suffers the same problem as some of these ones where it's too small. It's kind of hard to just even see what it is, so it's just not really that good anymore. The Pepe Smile Protoss is great. I love this one. The problem again is though that, like, because it's a Protoss version, you can't actually get the full emote without the smile, so it's kind of unfortunate in that way. So I will actually kind of keep it down there, because a lot of that emote is from the smile. Like, if you don't know the original emote that this is copying, then you don't really... It's not that funny it's not that funny, really. This is the emote. Oops. This is the emote that it's copying, which is so much funnier than what, like, because when you look at this, it's not that funny, but then when you see this, the smile is what makes this emote so funny. It's just a devious smile. So that one is not as funny, unfortunately. Okay. Then what do we got? Satslol. This is a classic. This one's great. Just such a good emote. This one's actually S. This one's so funny. Stats' face is hilarious. His laugh is so funny. He's got such a good laughing face. Very good. Stats Prey is also very good. Just a very honorable prey. Like, it's like, oh my gosh, yes, thank you so much. Oh, it's like such a well-deserved prey. Like, it just looks like it's very good. I don't know. Superior Race, it's a great name, but the emote itself is just kind of shitty. I just kind of whipped it up at one point and never thought twice about it, so that's just kind of whatever. Tay Derp is a classic. Love that one as well. Just hilarious. His fucking eyes turning in on itself is just so perfect to use in mocking people. It's great. The Tasteless emotes. Alright, the Tasteless emotes are pretty good. These are some solid emotes. I feel like I'm gonna have to start putting some more S pluses here, but they're coming. Don't worry. The S pluses are on their way. Taste is not bad. It's kind of... It doesn't have many uses, though, is the problem. There's not many times where you can actually use this emote, so it's just kind of whatever. It is a very funny face, but I don't know when you can ever really use it. Taste Keck is pretty new. This one's pretty good, actually. I quite like this one. This one's actually... I think this is one of the newest emotes I have in here, actually. I think it is the newest one. I don't know, it's very... The way his eyes are closed and he's actually kind of making like a Keck face is like so good. I don't know, this one's very nice. Taste Smile. Where's this Taste W? Did I name this Taste W or Taste Smile? I usually remember every single emote. No, Taste W is the other one, that's right. Yeah, Taste Smile, that's right. So yeah, Taste Smile is good as well. Something about like seeing him smile in this way, it's like a very endearing, like almost like puppy dog eye kind of smile that you just don't really ever see Tasteless do. It's very funny looking. So yeah, I don't know. Taste W is such a good emo. Oh, I think that's S plus. I don't ever. I always forget to use this emo, but whenever you look at it, it's so fucking funny, dude. Oh, this one is honestly so good. I need to use this emote more. The emote itself is just too funny. I love it. Taste Wow is also great. It's such a very good sarcastic, ironic emote to use. It's very, very good. So yeah, this one is also that one's just great. All right, it's time for the trap emotes. There's plenty of them, as you all know. Trapgasm is very solid. I mean, it's just very encapsulates what a gasm emote is. It's a different type of gasm as well. It's not just the normal craygasm where it's like looking straight up or whatever. Like it's a different type. It's got the lip bite. It's pretty good. It's a unique. It gets a certain flavor of gasm for your gasm-y needs all over the internet. Trap God is just God, just absolute God tier, along with the name. Just such a good emo. I'm so happy with how this looks. I love the way the lens flares look and everything. It's just that the eyes are just perfectly placed. His face in general is just so good for this. That is just such a great emo. I'm so happy with that one. Trap Keck, I also think is actually very good. I'm kind of upset that this. I mean, the next one, obviously, Trapomegalol, like, that's, I mean, I'm actually I'm a little upset, though, that they didn't both kind of, because, like, it's so funny as well when you put them next to each other. Like, this is so funny to me. Just looking at them laughing at each other is hilarious. And I'm kind of sad that this never took off, because I think this emo is just as good as Trapomegalol, but everyone, of course, is just on the Trapomegalol hype train that Trap Keck just doesn't really get used as much, which I am sad about, because I also think this is actually a hilarious looking emote. It's equally as good, honestly. Like if you look at them side to side, it's like basically the same type of emote. So it's just like, yeah, I don't know. Both of these are great. I'm actually upset that it's not as good as it is. So I'm putting both of these at S plus for me. I love both of these equally. I mean, Trapomegalol is just a goated emote as well. It's just obviously become a staple of all things Protoss, a staple of Go Puncher, just a staple in general. It was actually the first emote I made for Trap as well. Well, I mean, I had obviously made it for all things Protoss, but then once he started streaming and said that he wanted like actually to do emotes and stuff, I was like, oh wait, I got a good emote here for you. I've already made here. Let me show you one that I've got. And I was actually a little nervous to show it to him because like I don't know, it's because like it's just a funny emote. I guess it's like a very kind of funny face. His eyes look really funny in this one. I was kind of like nervous to show it to him. Like, you don't, I sent it and I was going like, you don't have to use it if you don't want to, because it's kind of silly, but I don't know. We all think it's kind of funny, but he loved it immediately. He thought it was hilarious from the get-go. So that just kind of made it goated as well. Just the fact that it was instantly approved by Trap as well. Once he saw it, he clicked with the all things Protoss humor, you know. This was way back even before he joined the server as well. This was like very long time ago. But yeah, this one is just obviously a classic. You can't not put it at S plus. But yeah, the funny thing as well, because he like instantly was like, oh, it's so funny, blah blah blah. But then the first thing he mentioned was he was like, oh, my eyes. That's what he said in reaction to it, because his eyes look kind of funny here. Like he's got his old glasses that are like super nerdy. There's like this weird like yellow tint on his eyes or something. I don't know why the picture looked like that, but I don't know. It's just his reaction to this emote, to seeing this emote for the first time, was very funny. But yeah, I think both of these are equally as good. I love the combo of them right next to each other. So I've always wished that would get used more. Trap Prey is solid. It's a very aggressive prey. It's actually, I think Stats Prey needs to go up. I actually do like Stats Prey more than Trap Prey, just because Stats Prey is a more genuine prey, because he's actually literally praying here. This was a screenshot from the group selection, so he was literally like praying, like thanking someone for like doing one of the pics that he wanted. Whereas this is from a GSL photo shoot prey. So this one is like just, it's not natural, right? It's it's an unnatural one. And it's just a very aggressive like prey face. So it's not as versatile and useful as the stat spray. So I will admit that this one is not as good, but it's still a pretty solid and funny looking emote. Trap S is also very good. I actually love this emote. This one, it just encapsulates. So the problem with this emote is that some people think that he's just smiling and laughing, but that's not at all what he's doing. He's like staring up and with like a neutral, like puzzled and like face. Because this was taken from one of the videos of the GSL questions where they do those like funny questionnaires in between the downtimes or whatever, just asking the pros like different funny questions and stuff like that. And this was his response to them asking him something about how he hasn't won a GSL trophy yet or whatever. Like I think it was about how he only would win the super tournaments and not the actual. He's like, well, it was some comment about like, oh, like, but you don't have a real GSL trophy. And then that was his reaction to the comment. So it's like a kind of face. But so I think some people don't realize that. But once they do, they understand that it is a very funny face to use in a what the fuck, what are you posting moment. So yeah, I've always liked this emote. It's very funny looking. I don't know why I keep saying this. Trap Shush is very funny as well. It's not as good as some of the others, but Trap did mention this as one of the trap emotes that he finds the funniest. He thought that this was one of the better trap emotes, so that gets it boosted up a little bit. But you can't really ever use it. It's not that versatile, honestly, so it's just kind of there. Trap Happy is also very good. This is what the original one was from the Trap God, so I just took this one and changed it to Trap God. So it's not as good as Trap God, of course, but it's still very solid. It's very funny looking. He's got his funny little happy face. Trap Smug S+. This was my favorite emote for a very long time. I loved this emote when I made it. It's such a good smug emote. It's like it perfectly encapsulates the smug feeling of when you know that you have, bested somebody and you're fucking, you're better than them or whatever. It's definitely a great emote. I just love how emotive Trap's face can be sometimes. Trap What is also so good and underrated. I think more people need to use this one. It's such a perfect face of just total shock and confusion altogether. That is just so funny. It's similar to Harsh Shock for me, but because it's Trap, I just will always like it more. So I think this one is just very funny. I love using this one personally. Or is it named Trap You What? No, it is just Trap What. I think I named it Trap You What on my Twitch or something. I don't know. I can't remember. Whatever. Anyway, so yes, that's the lineup of where the trap emotes go. That's my general thought of all of them. All right. The Day 9 Keck is also very good. It's a classic emote from the Mind Games video. That is one of my favorite all-time moments of the old days of casting, where Day 9 and Apollo are talking about mind games. Such a classic, so I very much love that one. This is also a classic. So some of you guys have asked about this emote in the past, and a lot of you don't know what this emote is. It's because it's from a long time ago, literally like the absolute OG origin of the Discord. This is my friend Troy, who was originally a StarCraft guy. This guy used to do he made a StarCraft Jeopardy series, actually, which I and other people participated in, and was an actually very good Jeopardy rendition of StarCraft. It was actually incredibly well done. And so yeah, we were pretty good friends, and he at one point posted this picture on Twitter, and I thought it was hilarious and decided to screen cap his face and show it to him because it was so funny, and he hated it, and so I kept posting it all the time and made it an emote as well because he was also in the Discord server, and so we would torture him with this hilarious emote of himself. And so that's why we have this in here, and I've just always kept it around just for old time's sake. Obviously the emote is not that good anymore, it's just kind of whatever, so it just kind of goes down here. What This one is not great, I'll be honest. This was just a random, this was someone in the GSL audience that, the actual video is way funnier than the emote because it's just a video of how they would, how the GSL would like pan the camera across the audience as it's going to break or whatever like that. So this was literally like they're doing that, and then this guy is just sitting there with this face. He's just sitting there completely looking like this, not moving at all, not moving a freaking inch, and it's just panning past him, and he enters the screen, and then he slowly goes off camera screen. And it was so funny. I wanted to make an emote out of it, but unfortunately the emote itself is just not that funny anymore. The actual video is a much better one. Stats XD is also very good. This was a one that I used a lot a long time ago, but not as much anymore. So it's not as funny to me. It was never as funny. Stats LOL was the usurper essentially. This Stats LOL usurped Stats XD. This one was just infinitely funnier, but this one's also still very good because Stats' laughing face is always very funny. The Zest God is very hilarious as well. I love the anime eyes. It's actually very funny. Unfortunately, Zest doesn't play anymore, so we can't ever really use it, but this one was pretty solid when it did come out. Sounds Smug, I personally was never a big fan of, to be honest. There's something about his, like when you compare Trap and Zounds Smugs, like it's just so clear which one is the superior and which one was the one that actually, copied the original. So yeah, Trap is always the one that comes up with the original ideas and doesn't copy anything from Zound ever, and Zound is the one that does all the copying. So, of course, this would be a knockoff Trap Smug, just like all of the other things that are Zound related. So yeah, Z is also great. I actually love this emote. This emote is so perfectly encapsulates the shut the fuck up, what the hell are you talking about? Like just get the fuck out emotion, essentially. I actually love this emote so much. It's so good. This is from a Home Story Cup. I don't remember which one, but yeah, that was where that was taken from. And all right, yeah, I guess that's it. Is that everything? Do I need to adjust any with the S+? I feel like Feels Gucci Mane should be at S+. I feel like Cobble Moment should be at S+, actually. Feels Trap Man, yeah, I think that still is a solid S, actually. Yeah, this looks about right. One that's missing is, wait a minute, this is from, no, this is not, never mind, that's not from actually the server, I lied. Never mind. Yeah, I like this. I think this is pretty solid. I have no quarrels with this. I gotta use this emote more, man. That emote is so funny. Its problem is that you don't really have many uses for it, but the emote itself is so good. I just have to put it up there. It's one of the only emotes that I will still look at and just genuinely laugh out loud at whenever I see it, so it definitely is very funny. Yeah, there's not many D's, to be honest. Actually, I feel like this goes to D. This should actually be at D. I need to rearrange a little bit here now that I'm looking at it. This also should be D, actually. I think this should be C, now that I'm looking at things. I'm just going by feel right now, is what I'm doing. I can't explain some of these things. It's just I look at it, I'm like, no, that doesn't feel right, It's like a gut feeling. Yeah. I feel like this should even be B. Because again, it's the zoomed out faces to me. I personally just don't think the zoomed out ones look that funny. I love just the zoomed in face emotes are the funniest thing to me personally. Yeah. Yep, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm solid with that. That is a good one. All right. that will do it for the ATP emotes tier list. Thank you, Carlos, for making this one. I'll put the link in the video here as well, so that way you guys can all go ahead and spam your own as well into the Discord. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. Maybe I'll do another one. Maybe I won't. Stay tuned for the All Things Sports Team League this weekend. It's going to be sick. Ho ho! Finals. Let's go. All right, we'll see you later. Bye bye.